It's August. Technically today's the 31st of July, but you're gonna be seeing this a couple days into August. This year just flew by. It's like just yesterday. It was like the beginning of summer. Also, look how cute this shirt is. It says Hot Girls Read Smut. I've never been someone who holds myself to a specific TBR every month, but I did it for July and I thought it was kind of fun. So today I want to do one of those like creative ones. I see it all over YouTube. I thought it would be fun to use a color wheel. So I found myself a color wheel. I spin the color wheel and whatever color it lands on, I'm going to pick a book with the cover of that color. It kind of sounded like a tongue twister. I think for August I'm going to pick 7 books. I picked 7 books for July, and although I didn't read that many off of it, I think it was a decent amount just because it gives the leeway of being able to mood read. Let's get started. You can see it here. Instead of going to my bookshelf every time, I think what I'm going to do is write down the colors, and then we're going to take a trip to my bookshelf and we'll pick out the books, and then I'll tell you guys my final picks. I'm gonna spin. I'll let you guys see it first. Yellow. Okay, color number 2. Red. Number 3. Orange. White. White again. Green. And last, green again. This is interesting. I'm going to go to my bookshelf, pick out the books, and come back and tell you guys which ones I picked. I have run into a coloring issue. I do not have 2 green books on my physical TBR. I'm gonna spin the wheel again. So here's placement for green. Black. I was kind of hoping for black. I'm gonna bring the books over and I'll tell you what I picked. Here are all 7 books that I've picked based on the colors. So first and foremost, for yellow, I picked Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I didn't like The Friend Zone. Everyone loves Abby Jimenez books, and I have this entire series sitting on my bookshelf. This is the 3rd in the trilogy, but they're all interconnected standalones. So I just read the back of the book. It's about Nessa has suddenly gotten custody of her sister's daughter. Her next door neighbor is Adrian Cope, is a lawyer and helps her take care of the kid. So I am guessing this is single mom, next door neighbor vibe. It seems that he might be grumpy from the back of the book, but I have no idea. This is my yellow book. Next, I may have cheated a tiny bit. The color was red and I went for the spine. I picked King of Wrath. This series has been sitting on my bookshelf. I've been meaning to film a video of me reading the entire series. I love Anna Huang. I love her entire world, and I want to read this whole series probably this month. This one is about Dante Russo, who is someone we met in Twisted Lies. I think this was like arranged marriage or something. I'm very excited for this one. I feel like this needs no introduction. Literally almost everyone on the planet has read this book. Next we had Orange. This book has been sitting on my bookshelf for about 2.5 years now. Circe by Madeline Miller. I love Madeline Miller and I love Greek mythology. It's basically about Circe and was like banished because they thought she was a witch, and I think she falls in love with someone. This is exciting. I'm very excited to pick this up in August. Okay, next we have White. I got this book very recently from Costco, might I add. I love this author very much. It's Olivia Blake, One for My Enemy. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. When you look in the back, it kind of gives Romeo and Juliet, but also like West Side Story version of Romeo and Juliet. I love Shakespeare. I love all retellings of Romeo and Juliet. And when you say that, do you really need to explain the book more? Because I think it's very self-explanatory. The way that Olivia Blake writes, it gives English literature and it makes you feel like you're very smart when you're reading her books. This was my first White pick. And immediately after that, I had another White pick, and this book has also just been sitting here. I don't know why I haven't read these books. It's Stolen Air. This is the spin-off of the Cruel Prince series, which I love because I literally have a tattoo for it. It's Jude's sword and Cardan as a snake, but this is Oak. It's Jude's little brother. People were like, oh, Jude and Cardan are like semi-parenting in here. I think the reason I never picked it up is because I don't want it to end, and this is 8 years after Queen of Nothing. I'm excited for this one. I know for a fact I'm going to love this. Next we have Green. This was the only green book on my TBR, which is really weird. Pack of the Moon by Kristen Higgins. This book is a sad book. Guy's wife is diagnosed with a disease. She leaves him letters every month up until her dying. He reads them after she passes away, and it's his journey through grief. Lastly is a book that I am 100% getting to. I have stared at it every single day for the past 3 months. I just haven't picked it up. To be honest though, it just didn't feel right picking it up in the summertime. For Black, I know, I'm late. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Know that everyone says it's either you love it or you hate it. I have the strongest feeling that I'm going to love it. And this is basically about a woman who makes a deal with the devil to live forever. But the catch is that no one remembers her until one day she meets someone who does. And that changes her entire life. Basically the premise of the story, I don't want to know more just because it's such a like magical realism type of book. I like to go into a lot of books like without knowing anything. I don't read content warnings, I don't read trigger warnings, but I just feel like sometimes those things are just spoilers. This is my final book for my August TBR. So that was my August TBR. It was kind of fun. I think I'm gonna do this every month. I'll hold up the books so you guys can see them. Oh, this is heavy. So this is my August TBR. I think every month I'll try to do something different to be creative. I've seen so many people make like their own little like board games or scratch off cards, and I don't know, I think it's just fun. So maybe I might do something else for next month for September. So that was it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, you might see these books in coming videos. I'm very excited. I like the selection that we got. And if you guys have any thoughts on the books that I did pick, I'd love to hear how you guys felt about them. I like getting multiple points, which is why sometimes I like going through Goodreads to see reviews, and I like looking at 5-star reviews and like looking at 1-star reviews just to see the range of emotions how subjective books are and how everyone has a different taste, and how I could think something is 5 stars while someone across the world DNF'd it, or someone gave it a 3 stars because they thought it was mediocre and I thought it was one of the best books written of all time. Yeah, so drop whatever thoughts you have on these books, or if any of these are also on your TBR. You guys might see them in reading vlogs and fun little challenges that I have planned for August. I hope this is a great reading month for you guys. I hope I get out of my slump, and I'll see you guys next video. Happy August.